Hey, Retcon Raider here. Today's video is dedicated to AdriRaven and Drakiith. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Battle Brothers, as we, once again, resume the adventures of the Raider Militia. Now, obviously, we're in pretty rough shape at the moment, so we don't really want to push our guys too hard. Still, I would like to hit those bleached out ruins before the end of the episode. We've really put that off for a little too long at this point. For better or worse, I think we do need to at least take a run at our first bandit stronghold. Nice. Looks like we've got a 2-skull. I'm going to guess it has something to do with this. Okay, let's check out that contract. Already seen this part before. Oh, okay, it's a caravan run. Out to Skallistad to the northwest. That's the frozen north. I don't think we've really gone up there much before. Still, 2 days. That might be a little too far out of our way. Yeah, that's not worth a 4-day round trip. We'd burn through 700 gold just on payroll alone. Alright, well, I was obviously hoping to start things off with some safe work, but let's just go check out those ruins. Worst case scenario, we can always turn and run if it turns out it's too difficult. Okay, Raiders, it's time. Now, I'm pretty sure this place is a bandit stronghold, but if it turns out it's occupied by undead or goblins or something worse, we might have to cut and run early. Apologies in advance if this gets anyone killed. In fact, let's not take any unnecessary chances. We'll sideline Rev for now. And here we go. Alright, terrain looks good. Let's do this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, it's just 8 brigand raiders. No marksman, no elite. I think our last 2 fights were actually harder than this one. The raiders bide their time, waiting for the bandits to make the first move. Rabbit starts us off, unloading her crossbow into a charging bandit swordsman. Archibald's shot plows a furrow across the swordsman's helm, throwing up shards of metal and fragments of bloodied ear. Rowan leads the charge, coming in over his opponent's shield and striking him in the head. Yikes, a lot of these guys are headed straight for Joe. Let's see if we can slow them down a little. Sir Skelebit pushes the bandit swordsman to the brink of death. Let's make sure that Joe doesn't get overwhelmed here. Quintus moves in, smashing a bandit's nose with his flail. Valin moves in, driving the badly wounded swordsman into the ground. Okay, I think we've got this under control. Though we do have to soften up that pikeman. Let's bring up the back line. All right, round two. Uh-oh. Quintus soaks a couple of hits, but his armor holds for now. Minor hit on Joe. Oh. Alright, let's get this under control. Nod one-shots a bandit, crushing his skull with a swing of his flail. Normal Joe hacks a bandit to pieces, nearly severing the man's leg. Alois lands a glancing shot. King's Rook shears off half a bandit's armor. Fox moves up, smashing a bandit's shield to splinters. Rowan catches the now shieldless bandit in the side of the head, killing him on the spot. Rabbit lands a glancing hit on the pikeman. Jeff puts a crossbow bolt through a bandit's face. Stileppo lunges for the reeling bandit, mercilessly beating him to death. Drakiith moves up, and the remaining bandits begin to waver. Let's see how much of this armor we can walk away with. Oh, it is worth mentioning, I did end up giving quick hands to Quintus. In fact, I'll probably end up giving everyone quick hands at level 5. Except for maybe the pole armors. I've got different plans for them. Joe takes another minor hit. Sir Skelebit mauls the enemy pikeman, putting his dagger through the bandit's shoulder. Joe finishes off the bandit to his left, then grabs for his dagger. Valen stabs the pikeman in the heart. Drakiith lands a light hit. Quintus kills the second-to-last bandit. And the last of the bandits turns tail and tries to run. The raiders quickly move to cut him off. And there we go. Normal Joe mauls the final bandit, stabbing him in the chest and shoulder. Nod pushes the final bandit to death's doorstep. And it's Quintus who pushes him through. Nicely done, Raiders. A few minor injuries, but nothing serious. And 2 level ups. 1 for Fox and 1 for Sir Skelebit. Not bad. As for loot, looks like we got a decent selection of trade goods and supplies. And a can of black paint. There's that pike. We can definitely use that. And that nasal helm with rusty mail. We can use that too. The rest of this stuff is mostly just filler. Alright, all things considered, that actually wasn't that bad. Let's take care of those level ups real quick. Sir Skelebit hits level 5. That means he gets Quick Hands. Oh, nice, and he gets the standard frontline trifecta. As for Fox, we do want him to be able to handle a serious fight, but he's also there to support the rest of the raiders, so we'll try to build him accordingly. Let's get bags and belts. That gives us a couple of extra slots to play with, so we'll toss him a net. And let's give him a bludgeon as well. We can always use more crowd control. Yeah, I think that'll do. As for stats, we're obviously going to boost his morale. And I guess we should keep boosting his range defense as well. As for his third increase, you definitely need to start boosting his melee skill, but it is a shame to waste that +3 to melee defense. Okay. We've got some gear to redistribute, so let's hit the pause button while I update our loadouts. We'll be right back. And we're back. New gear slotted, and I think we're in pretty good shape here. Now, we're not quite ready to start using two-handed weapons just yet, but I do think we're at the point where we can start using cleavers and flails on a more regular basis. One thing I would like to do, though, is head down towards Sandorf and see if we can stock up on nets. We'll definitely need those if we want to take on some of the tougher fights, especially if we want to go up against things like Necro Savants. Let's get that ear treated. No sense in risking an infection. And still no one worth recruiting. We'll also take a look at that stronghold while we're out here. Oh. It sounded like a good idea at the time, but tramping around the wilderness without a map or any destination in mind turned out to be quite a strenuous way to find riches, or even a battle. Your footsore band did eventually come upon a worthy target, though, and everyone had to agree the venture was worthwhile after all. Cazador is almost glowing with satisfaction as she surveys the few remaining embers of the bleached-out ruins. They hadn't the merest clue we were coming, like wheat before our scythes, brothers. Jeff raises an eyebrow. Speak for yourself. I'm no farmer. Well, a bit of a token ambition, but still, not bad. Yeah, we can see signs of undead patrols in the area. That makes me a bit leery of this stronghold. The ruins of Stormwatch Keep. We'll skip it for now, but we'll definitely keep it in mind in the future. Nice. 2-skull contract. Looks like monsters. Which is making the prices a little unreasonable right now. Let's go take care of that contract before we do any more business here. Yeah, we can get a much better deal once we clear that status effect. Hadebrand of Sandorf's got a few dogs at his feet, all tuckered out with their tongues lolling. Right, all worn out from hunting monsters. Again, we've seen that before. Pay looks pretty modest. Shouldn't be anything too dangerous. No tracks. That's strange. A woman runs out of her hut to stop you. Almost out of breath, she asks if you've seen a boy. You shake your head no. She puts her hand out. He's about yay big, mop of brown hair. Not naturally, but the kid sure likes his mud. When he smiles, his teeth are like the stars, bright and scattered. You shake your head no a second time. He can throw a good rock, throws it far. I told him not to show his strength when the Lord's men were around, lest they take him into the army. She huffs, blowing a loose strand of hair out of her eyes. Well, shite. Anyway, if you see him, let me know. I think he's mine. Also, beware the dark. Beasts be bushwhacking folk around here. Before you can say anything, the woman picks up her long clothes and trundles back to her hut. Well, I guess we're headed the right way. Not sure why we're not seeing any tracks, though. Ah, there we go. Sorry, Jeff. We've got slightly more important things to do right now. Webnecked. Definitely not the worst thing we could have run into out here, but definitely not ideal either. Alright, we'll just have to hit them hard and hit them fast. I think swords might serve us better for this one. Okay, Raiders, let's do this. Nice. Looks like they're all in front of us for once. Usually, this scenario triggers an automatic ambush. Rabbit draws first blood, putting a bolt through a spindly, hairy limb. Rowan charges forward, crushing another limb with a swing of his flail. Joe moves in, his blade biting deep and sending up a plume of vile ichor. Quintus cracks into a spider's carapace. Skelebit moves up, depriving the swarm of the high ground. Come on, guys. There we go. Stileppo stuns one of the horrid beasts. King fatally impales a six-legged spider. But the rest of the swarm is undaunted. The spiders swarm over the raiders' ranks. One by one, the hapless mercenaries are glued to the ground. Okay, men, just keep hacking away. The sooner these things rout, the better. We also need to clear these webs when we get the chance. The spiders won't poison anyone who isn't bound. Rowan pummels a webnecked, in spirited if ineffectual fashion. Alright guys, come on. Revenant severs a spider's leg. Nod disembowels a beast. Rabbit puts a crossbow bolt through another spider's corpulent body. Joe puts a dent in their numbers. Sir Skelebit batters the spider on our southern flank. King impales another beast. The banner runs slick with their Icarus blood. Jeff lands a hit, putting a bolt through a spider's neck. Quintus crushes the wounded beast, its chittering death cry piercing to the ears. Stolepo lashes out, brutally crushing a bristly, grasping limb. And moving into round 3. Unfortunately, I think we're about to see some poison damage. More webnecked incoming. We'll have to pick up the pace here. The ravenous spiders tear into Rowan, piercing his chainmail and filling him with venom. To the north, Revenant is poisoned as well. Fox slaughters a spider on the southern flank, but 2 more are already rushing to take its place. Cazador splits a spidery limb down the middle. Alois finishes the beast, then turns his attention to the northern flank. Valin tears at the ropey strands of web. Jeff frees 2 of his companions. Rabbit entrenches herself in the middle of the raider formation. Stolepo stuns one webnecked and crushes another. Nod tears into the stunned webnecked with reckless abandon, severing limbs and hacking into its chitinous body. Drakiith falls back, protecting the archers. Rowan is in trouble. We need to get these spiders off of him. Another spider slips past Rowan's guard. More venom courses through the thief's veins. Okay, we have to get the southern flank under control. You guys are killing me. Okay, Joe steps in, severing a spider's twitching leg. Rabbit frees Rowan. But he's still under threat. Valen lands a solid hit, but can't get through his opponent's shell. Archibald follows up, putting a crossbow bolt through 2 of its spindly limbs. Drakiith slaughters the spider on our northern flank. Alright, these things should start running any time now. We just need to keep Rowan alive until that actually happens. Stileppo smashes a webnecked in the face, crushing its venomous mandibles. One of the beasts tries to flee, and Quintus hacks it to pieces. Moving it around 5. Fingers crossed. Come on. King cripples a webneck's leg. The raiders on the north struggle to reinforce their brethren on the south. Jeff kills a webnecked with an expertly placed shot. Quintus demolishes the last webnecked on the north, cracking limbs and crushing organs. Archibald exterminates another webnecked. That buys Valen some breathing room. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Stileppo crushes one of the last 2 spiders on Rowan. Alright, front line's clear. At this point, it should just be cleanup. Right, we need to take out those spider eggs. And this guy too, of course. Spread out, raiders. Fox bites deep into a webneck's head with his long axe. We are cutting this way too close. 2 more rounds and Rowan's dead. Alright, northern egg cluster's done. No more eggs in sight. Let's start heading south. Nod lands ahead, pushing the last of the webnecked to the brink of death. Oh, thank goodness. Looks like the venom finally wore off. Now we can eke out a few last experience points. Sir Skelebit moves in, finishing the last webnecked on the south. The swarm is splintered. The last of the webnecked scurry into the darkness. The raiders give chase, hacking at any of the beasts they can catch. Alois puts an arrow through a newborn webnecked. Quintus is bit. He yanks at the beast, exposing its neck and allowing Cazador to behead it. Alois sinks a second arrow into the last of the webnecked. And with that, the battle is done. Whew. Not gonna lie, that was a lot more stressful than I'm used to. But by some small miracle, we all made it through. Not much loot to show for it, but that's fine. We can use that to reinforce our nets. The spiders litter the field like they would the corner of an attic. In death, they look like giant gloves, stiffly clasped together. You have the men wrench the legs apart, to harvest evidence of the bestial remains. Back to Sandorf. You enter Hadebrand of Sandorf's office, carrying the dead spider on your back. The man screams and his chair squalls as it flings back across the floor. He jumps to his feet and draws a butter knife off his desk. You throw the dead webneck from your shoulder, and it clatters on its back. The townsman slowly comes forward. He sheathes the butter knife in a loaf of bread and shakes his head. "By the old gods, you nearly gave me a heart attack." Nodding, you tell the man it required more than a big boot to squash these beasts. He nods back. "Of course, Sellsword, of course. Your payment of 570 crowns is right there in the corner. And please, take that ungodly thing with you when you leave." Alright, another job well done. Missing villager status is cleared, so let's do a little shopping real quick. Actually, you know what? I am exhausted, so let's just take care of those level ups real quick, and I'll take care of the shopping off screen. Nice. Looks like a fairly solid level up for Joe. We will have to boost his health in the future, though. Cazador's up. That means bags and belts. And Alois is up. He gets quick hands, so he can swap to his polearm more easily. Nice. Alright, folks. I think it's pretty obvious, but I could really stand to go decompress about now. All things considered, though, I think we made some decent progress. We knocked out an ambition, we took out our first bandit stronghold, and we barely survived a fight against a bunch of webnecked. All things considered, I can't really complain. It's been a decent day for the Raiders. We'll pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the fan-run wiki, or the store pages on Steam or GOG. Links are in the description.